of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 3, you guys. Let's get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680. And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. You know, this is our official podcast for the House of the Dragon Season 3, guys. We're going to be talking and dissecting everything here. We're going to be talking about spoilers here. So without further ado, you know, full spoilers on. So if you have not seen the episode, be sure to go watch it first and then come on and listen to our podcast. Thank you so much to our listeners, guys, our subscribers. We just hit 28,800. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, let's get right to it. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. I would say the least uneventful episode, I would say. Out of what we've gotten so far, it is eventful,
but it does
less impactful, I guess.
I mean, it does need to slow down. I mean, considering the 2 episodes we got initially with, you know, the war right away and, you know, the Jacaerys' death. We needed a slow down period. We needed a period where not a lot is just being thrown at us. Now that Rhaenyra is back on the throne, we needed cool down. What's next step? So it makes sense to me that this wasn't, I guess what you say, as action filled as the last ones have been.
Definitely. And then when I pull up the episode title of this episode, I mean, I want to say this, you know, it was really cool to see, you know, last episode we got the full impactfulness of just like her taking the throne. Now it's ruling in a way. It really does. And it's for so many times, for so many years, because to us it's not. I mean, I guess to us it's years because it took since season 1 until now she's on the throne. So for this whole mass of time lapse, it's been years, and she's been preparing for this moment. And I think she's finding very, very quickly that it's not what it seems. I guess I guess to her perspective in a way.
Well, I think when we saw into the episode, if you will, it explains that she's just becoming obsessed with being legitimized as the rightful heir, right? So she was proclaimed as the rightful heir when she was young. Then she was usurped, and now that she spent all this time, all this death, all this, you know, battle that has taken place and so far to put her on the throne, I think she just wants to know for sure and make sure that it's legitimized in everyone's eyes. And she becomes obsessed with it. And I think that affects, you know, it's all these problems are coming to her now, like the people, the starvation, the effects of this war that started, the blockade comes back into play because people are starving. And I feel like she's kind of helpless now in a sense of like, okay, I have all these things, people look to me. It's not just fighting the war. I have to prove that I am deserving of this title and of her father's legacy.
And in a way, it kind of feels like that she's lost her confidence. This episode for sure definitely shows that a lot.
Because all these bad things are happening all at once, you know? She has to tend to all the people's needs. People are struggling. I think she lost faith in her own council because they did, quote unquote, betray her. That caused Jacaerys' death. She doesn't really know who to trust per se. She's worried about image and how she's perceived by everyone. And so I think it's definitely shaken her confidence a lot.
Definitely. All right, guys, was season 3, episode 3, Rhaenyra's Triumphant. That's the title of this episode. It took me a little while to get this up. I don't know why it wasn't showing up on Google, so I had to actually go to the HBO Max, which is it was kind of being a little weird. Okay, but anyways, let's get right to it, guys. You know, this definitely is more of a slow pacing of an episode. Not to say it's like the worst episode. It's not. I want to say that. Can't stress that enough. This episode's so good. It really is, and it shows now that she is the king of the realm, and you know, you kind of get to see how it centers and unfolds with everything, and how much of an impact it really takes on the people's well-beings, on everything, not just the crops, the food. Of course, they were starving for so long because of the blockade that she established, and so you kind of get that trials and the impact, how much it impacted everybody, the nobles, the peasants. It impacted everyone. It impacted the whole King's Landing. And so there's a lot to unravel here, but let's get right to it. I got a list full of items here, guys. So let's get, Rhaenyra discovers that taking the Iron Throne is far easier than keeping it. It really is. And it really, God, it really unravels for her so much in this episode to where, and we'll go more in depth on it, I guess, to stress herself even further. Looks like it's started her menstrual cycle a little bit too quickly.
Like I said, all these things are coming ahead where it's just bad timing of like
everything.
She's stressed. She has a lot to worry on her plate, and that's the last thing that needs to happen.
Exactly.
That her period comes.
But right before that, though,
stressful.
like right before that, she looks like she's about to have a nervous breakdown, and it's really getting to her. And to each his own. It gets to anybody. It really learns the cost of being queen. Now seated on the Iron Throne, Rhaenyra is overwhelmed by the king's financial collapse. We find out very, very quickly that the master of coin is no longer there. I mean, they killed him, and then the coin, the bank, it's gone. All the money's gone.
All of their reserves.
It's all gone.
And
depleted.
You're like, where? I think that's part of the episode of where is this gold?
Yeah.
How can it just disappear?
Yeah.
And what are they going to do now that their reserves are depleted? That's again adding to, because Rhaenyra was like, okay, go into straight formal coronation. There's tourneys and banquets
it's nearly
and stuff.
The royal treasury is nearly empty, and food is scarce, it's unrest with nobles, with our people. It's really unrest of everyone at King's Landing, and it's growing throughout King's Landing. And when we had this similar situation occur at Game of Thrones, but the Lannisters, the one that helped them get out of that debt. And then also there was so much more debt in what was it that they owed, what was it? It was oh my gosh, the royal banquet, what's it called? Or what's the one across the narrow sea, or across the sea, where the Lannisters, they owed all the money in Game of Thrones. You remember?
Old Town?
No, it wasn't Old Town. It was, I forgot. It was the royal banquet where they were betting against who can get I forgot what it was. But anyways, it was one of the banquet places where it was like the master, like the head bank, and they owed money to them. The crown owed money to them. I forgot what it was called. But anyway, so we don't really see too much of that in this case, because we've always had that rich person, that rich Lannister, who's always been able to kind of make that go away in a way to where, like, okay, well, we're good. Lannisters have always had the realm when it comes down to the King's Landing and everything. But obviously in this case, it's not that whatsoever. There's no rich people as far as we know as of right now. Episode.
I think Sir Ormond Hightower is the wealthy family.
No, I know, but like as far as like to help aid them, at this moment, because in when Joffrey was was the king of the realm, and he had his uncle, which became the Hand of the King. His grandfather was Hand of the King. So it just, So they always, had the Lannisters.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It opens this episode opens where Sir Ormond Hightower is runs into Daemon.
Yeah,
and they have that like confrontation of Daemon's like, all right, you gotta surrender, you gotta submit, do it now, right? And so Sir Ormond does, and he submits, pledges fealty to Rhaenyra. He even says, like, it's not for me. If it was me, I would resist it, but I have other people to consider. Submits, and then they take, is it Darren Targaryen? Darren Targaryen as
which is
ward.
Aegon's son.
No, it's Viserys' son.
Oh, Viserys' son. I'm sorry.
Son with Alicent.
Yeah.
So technically Rhaenyra's half brother.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's half brother. Yeah. Yeah.
So they take him as ward as part of the condition of surrender, and that's pretty much all she wrote for that scene. And that comes to fruition later, which we'll get to in a little bit. But it definitely feels like, we saw Ormond in previous episodes be kind of like very calculated, very smart, So to see him bend the knee very quickly, you're just like,
it's too easy. Like you even said it.
It foreshadows something like too easy.
You even said it was too easy, and there's a lot more at play. Yeah, a lot more at play here, and I agreed. I was just like, honestly, I did not see that coming. The whole point. We'll talk about that towards the end of this episode.
It comes to head later, but that's how the
opening. Yeah, that's the opening is, and then really it centralizes on King's Landing the whole time. The people begin to turn. Hunger, economy, hardship sparks growing frustration among the small folk. You get to find out from the small folk that Rhaenyra found out that the nobles and the rich, pretty much all the rich people were they were
the nobles were
hiding food away, storing food
with the
more
blockade. They stocked and basically
bought all the
food to put in their own reserve, which essentially robbed the lesser born from getting access to food. And so Rhaenyra, when she's hearing the grievances of certain people, I guess she feels like that's the one thing she can help with.
I guess, but I don't know if that was a smart move on her part. The reality is that, it was very interesting to see, because when we were watching the episode kind of unfold here, I was just like, but it's definitely, there's not really a right answer, because she was in charge of the blockade. It was her idea actually to do that. And now it's that even more so, it's her problem now, even more than ever. And so she has to kind of deal with the aftermath of her decision, knowing that she was going to win in that case, but it didn't help her in the end, because now she has to rule instead of conquering. She has to rule now, and it's just the aftermath of it. It really is. You get to see the reality of ruling pool's much messier than claiming the throne. It's definitely much messier. It definitely talks about like being it's not even about being diabolical, but I love what Alicent tells her as an advice, because Rhaenyra she can't seem. Here's the thing with Rhaenyra. I feel that she knows the answers to this, but she's questioning her confidence to the answers because of the fact that she doesn't want to mess up. She wants to live up. She has a lot to live up to. She wants to live up to Viserys because, she's the heir to the throne. And so I feel like that she really she wants to help everybody. But at the same time, though, you can't help everybody. Some people are going to, and it sucks. But the decisions that you're going to make, some people will die and some people won't. But at the same time, I feel like that she really just needs to find her rhythm and her, how you say it, like how to really deal with it. Because let's just say she's so hesitant to make a decision. And then therefore, when she makes her decision, she dwells on the decision that she makes. And she's like, well, it's eating her up. She needs to learn not to let it eat her up. And it comes with the struggle of being being a woman. I don't know. You never know. It's definitely more difficult. I'm just saying, it's definitely more difficult.
I think it's only difficult because I feel like she has to not only prove that she's worthy to rule, but I feel like she has to prove that she's worthy to rule as a woman, which is different.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of pressure. Honestly, there's a ton of pressure on her to get things right. And I do think she wants to honor her father as he
exactly.
would have ruled.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah.
But I think even Alicent says, like, to be an effective ruler, you have to do things that you may not always agree with. That would make your heart recoil. That was a good word. Doesn't want to accept that. She's like, I do not accept that I have to become what I don't want, or like that I have fought against. And I feel like we are going to see
we're going to
change that for sure, where she's going to make these hard decisions that is going to upset people. People are going to die. People are going to suffer at the hands of her choices. And I feel like we are starting to get a little bit of that towards the end, when we find out I guess an ultimate plan that had got unraveled, but we'll touch that in a little bit. But I do feel like that is going to be Rhaenyra's biggest struggle, is and with coupling with that with her obsession of making sure she's seen as legitimized. I just feel like that would be probably the ultimate downfall for her.
I agree. I 100% agree. Great points by there, Angela. I really do appreciate that, like that insight. I completely forgot. Like, that's the thing is that's great writing. HBO Recoil. I just love the and to each his own. Of their own love language or their own struggle language, their own madness language. It's gonna fucking eat her up. It's gonna eat her up. It's gonna make her heart boil because I feel like that she needs to not think with her heart when those moments are happening. She needs to. I don't want to say. I don't want to say vulgarly, but she needs to think with she has a dick or something because it's.
I wouldn't say that. Okay, I would just say she has to sometimes rule, considering that she's not going to make everyone happy. Not everyone's going to be totally happy bliss with every decision that she makes. There are going to be people who are upset. Like this choice.
She's the man up.
Like this choice that she made to essentially take back the reserves from the noble and give it back to the younger folk. That's going to upset some people along the way. We're going to see how that unfolds and how that affects her further down the line.
Yeah, and you get that was crazy though how she and we kept seeing the rats in this episode. I was just like, something's going on with these rats.
Well, remember Aegon hanged all the rat
keepers or the killers or whatever.
Catchers,
the catchers.
So so there's no. That's why all these rats are rampant.
I thought it was pretty cute how the rat got the apple, and I was like, oh. And it was pure poetry. It really is when you get to see how Rhaenyra really had to pay back to the nobles, where they got to eat the rats. They pretty much presented to them as a dinner plate. All the nobles and everything for storing all their food, and she had the yellow capes. She went ahead and the gold cloaks. I'm sorry, the gold cloaks, the yellow cape. Sorry, the gold cloaks. She had the gold cloaks actually go ransack each of the nobles' houses and take all their food, and so she could give back to the people.
And I don't even think they were high nobles. I think they were like merchants or like mid nobles.
I mean, just
But yeah. So she has that dinner party. Basically, everyone's kind of like fake of like, oh, we always questioned the which was bullshit.
That was bullshit. I was like, bro.
She even calls him out. She's like, okay, well, I didn't hear anybody quick to protest that. So she calls him out right away, and of course she delivers the news, which is like you say, poetically served in a plate of rat.
Exactly, love that. All right, that was good. Let's shift over the conversation now to Daemon. Daemon and Rhaenyra, they had this moment where they were outside, and Daemon's pushing for more war as usual, man. He really is.
Bigger ambition.
Yeah,
so
bigger.
Not just stopping with King's Landing. He's like, the world is our oyster, essentially.
Isn't that the way Dany got murdered? Isn't that the reason why Dany got murdered in the Game of Thrones? That was one of the reasons. You can't conquer the whole world. You want the free cities and everything.
I think that's also gonna come to head eventually, because I know where Rhaenyra is coming from, because she's like, before we get our heads into the horizon, let's fix the problems at home first.
Exactly.
And I know that they're gonna butt heads about that.
Yeah.
To come.
He wants to push pressing Team Black's advantage of what they already have. He kept saying we have 6 dragons. Other people only, we have power. And I'm all like, okay. And Rhaenyra brings up a famous quote. I'm sorry, not a famous quote, like a famous, I guess, saying that she kept telling herself, that with her dad and everything, saying, these dragons are not meant like for man to be, to belittle, like to take their power lightly. But something that was very interesting from Daemon was how she acknowledged Viserys, saying like these creatures are powerful, but Daemon mentioned like, well, Viserys rejected his dragon. So it's like, do you even take that do you take it with a grain of salt, or do you take it even literally? Because knowing that you're getting advice from someone who rejected their wielded dragon, it just brings likely to where like he wasn't worthy, maybe he wasn't strong enough to carry the power as Rhaenyra does. And Daemon. So it brings that to logic a little bit.
Yeah, but also with great power comes great responsibility.
Of course. But we're not talking about Spider-Man. We're talking about Game of Thrones. And he believes hesitation will only give the Greens time to recover. So he is after the nail of the coffin here. And I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing. He wasn't wrong. There's a lot going on here. He wasn't wrong.
The Greens are not done yet.
Yeah, they're not done yet. I would agree to the Greens part, but as far as conquering the world, that's something a different topic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Damon has a lot more ambition than is needed at the moment.
And this definitely causes division between Damon's military mindset and Rhaenyra's attempt at governing. She wants to just rule, while Damon's already thinking that military, like conquer. We need to conquer. We need to conquer. This is our world now. And so I appreciate his ambition, but let's let the waters warm up a little bit, because you guys just got there. Now he already wants to conquer, go out to fight another war. I just feel like this is going to cause more division, but
for sure.
But Rhaenyra has a way with Damon. She really does, where she can calm him down.
They still care about each other.
Yeah, but also she could calm him down. Like she could be like, bring him down.
And she does need him too. I think there's a moment where she, at the middle of the night, is overwhelmed by pretty much everything happening all at once, and she does go to his bedchamber and needs comfort.
No, that doesn't happen, guys. Sorry.
Not that way. She just needs comfort and reassurance that she's fine.
Yeah.
But
she definitely needs comfort there. I'm just kidding.
But I do think I am curious if I don't think so, but I'm curious to see how that's going to affect their relationship down the line. I don't think he's gonna not be loyal to her. I think he's gonna be loyal to her to the end. But I do think I'm curious to see how his ambitions are going to affect her rule. And her claim to the throne, and how people see the throne. Because he is an extension and agent of the crown, so he is gonna see.
What is he called again? He's
a
since he's married to the queen,
King Regent.
King Regent. There you go. Yeah, that King Regent. There you go. I like that. And so right before that, we get to kind of see Alicent's new reality here, which essentially is a prisoner of the Red Keep. She's a prisoner of the Red Keep.
Her and Helena.
Her and Helena. And
she was a little boy too, because I think
I forgot her son's name, but yes, him too. But her interactions with Rhaenyra are filled with a lot of lingering history here. You could still feel the history impactfulness, if you will, and there's a lot to unravel there. And also, it was kind of curious to me because Rhaenyra, I feel like when Rhaenyra and Alicent are in a room, I feel like they want to still say more than what they are intentionally saying. I feel like that they both just need to be locked in a room, catfight each other,
hash
it out, let it rip, literally let it rip, and just let it be, because I feel like that they still are lingering on such thought out history that still has those open cascaded wounds that are just not gonna go away and until they hash it out. So that's my take there.
It's also, there's a lot of it's complicated because technically Alicent's sons died at the hands of Rhaenyra's sons died at the hands of what Alicent's sons did. And and Alicent has promised up Aegon and maybe essentially Aemond. It's a very difficult position that they're in. Alicent knows that her father's now, passed away, dead.
We just saw it.
There's a whole bunch of history, so I don't know if their relationship will ever reconcile, but I am curious to see what's going to happen now with Alicent and Helena, now that they're prisoners in the Red Keep, essentially.
You kind of see how, in a way, that it feels like more so in this episode, and again, I could be throwing this off the wall here, but it feels like, even though Rhaenyra's queen, right? But I feel like she's created herself up as of right now, because the way the episode was edited, it feels like her and Alicent are prisoners in their own rights in the King's Landing.
I think Miss Sarah said it perfectly. She's like, the Red's Keep is larger than she imagined, but also smaller than she imagined.
Exactly. All right.
I think that perfectly sums it up.
All right, let's switch it over to Darren's Targaryen's twist here. We come out finally. Alicent finds out that, or Rhaenyra tells her that pretty much, I have your son, Darren, and we find out very quickly when Alicent first sees him, she knows it's not him.
Yeah, and she doesn't recognize the boy. And Rhaenyra picks up on that right away. She's like, you don't know this boy. That's not your son.
It's an imposter. A deceiver. It's
an imposter.
Yeah. And the real Darren remains free with his dragon. What's his dragon's name? Tisarion. I think giving Team Green a powerful hidden asset here, and so we kind of get a glimpse into like, man, okay, all right, Team Green is still alive and well.
Ormond betrayed him. He did not surrender.
No,
Darren. He took this boy.
Yeah,
made this boy.
Let me ask you this though before we get into this. Did the fake Darren twist? Did it work for you?
Like, did I see it
Did
coming?
you fall for it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I fell for it,
what?
too.
I was like, what do you mean that's not Darren?
I fell for it, too.
Whenever Rhaenyra's like, that's not your son. That's not Darren or something like that.
I was
like, what? I didn't see that coming. But again, it makes sense because the surrender was too easy.
Yeah. I mean, you called it. You were like, it's too easy. Yeah.
Because again, you see in the previous episodes, he's very calculated.
Yeah.
He was very much Team Green's.
Lord.
He was not going to surrender to Rhaenyra. He had the army. He has the means.
The High Towers, we don't see them in Game of Thrones, right? At all. So it looks like their house does become extinct. Right? We don't see them at all, I don't think. I don't think.
High Towers and
I don't really hear. I don't hear them after all. But I'll look it up right now. But yeah, like you completely. I
was like, it's too easy. It's too easy. But I honestly did not see that twist coming. And the little boy is like, he basically threatened to kill my mother. He bleached my hair.
Yeah.
And you find out from Rhaenyra, like, what game is this playing? There's something here. Like, what game is he playing?
What game? Like, she literally asked. And I love how she asks with her accent. It's so beautiful. And she's like, what game? Like, even though she's mad, it just sounds so... It sounds so polite.
So the episode then kind of takes an ending towards she sees she gets news that there's a dragon keeper?
A dragon keeper
that shows up at her gates, and you come to find out Ormond has invaded a town full of her people who have supported her. Yeah. With that army that was dismissed, right? And so I think that is a piece of the strategy. I think he's trying to lure Rhaenyra to attack that city where her supporters and allies will suffer and I think, show that to the world.
Yeah, and I think she asked, she's like, what does he think that I'll burn my own people? I think that's what she says.
Well, no, she says, I will burn them. And then the Dragon Keeper is like, yes, but you would also be burning people who supported you, innocent people. Yeah. And that's
big twist there.
Gonna be a tough choice she has to make on how to address this army that's invaded a town.
God, dude.
Of her allies.
I mean, Damon was right about him. He really was, and it just sucks because now the aftermath of it.
Too easy. The surrender was too easy, and
I mean, he was right though. He kept saying you need to kill him. You need to kill Darren. And so, but come to find out, it's not even him. And then of course we're gonna jump off to another subject here that did happen. That was a main factor that kept coming in and out and everything. You want some more? Yeah. So, Corlys challenges Rhaenyra in the fact that he doesn't have no bloodline anymore. He has no heirs to the throne. What throne? His throne's already gone. His castle's destroyed. Let's be honest. Corlys has given everything to Rhaenyra. Literally, his wife, his kids. He's given everything.
And the granddaughters are allies to the throne.
Allies to the throne.
I know she has Baela. Baela is a very essential part. Yeah. His granddaughter Baela is very essential in Rhaenyra.
And he's given literally his whole naval fleet is gone, depleted. So he's literally giving all his riches that he had. Now he just has his name. And so Corlys just kind of begins questioning several of Rhaenyra's political decisions in a way, even more so when she's in the throne, he's advising on certain topics, but tensions arise really over his own succession or heir to the throne for him.
He tells
his
her,
own heirs.
This is the only thing I've asked two left. For, and
legitimacy,
and they serve you well. So his sons have been proven to be useful in Rhaenyra's conquest. Like literally, was it Adam was the dragon, one of the dragon riders that the dragon came to him, and then Alan was paramount in the battle with the gullet. Yeah. So he's like, they've served you, I've served you. Yeah. This is all I ask. Yeah. And it's a decision that Rhaenyra doesn't really want to say yes to. Yeah. But she knows that he's her hand for one.
Yeah.
But two, he's been instrumental in her conquest. And how do you approach that topic? I think also it comes back to her obsession with legitimacy.
Yeah.
Because, the rumors that circulate around her own sons.
Yeah.
And being bastards, and no one wanted to address
one of them's alive still, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. One of her own sons, the three of them.
Only one's alive, yeah.
Well, she has a few. No,
but of the bastards.
Of the bastards. Yeah. And even Corlys named one of them as...
Well, he named both of them. He died as a bastard, and he acknowledges it in the Red Keep. I don't think that was a smart move, Corlys. No. He took it very personal.
It is frustrating because he's like, I've never asked anything of you, Al. This is what I'm asking.
This is true, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm all like, Rhaenyra, what the fuck are you doing? So here's the thing at the end.
It ties to her obsession with being seen as legitimate.
This is the end of the episode takeaways that I could give out, guys. This is it. I'm gonna be point blank and simple. 1, Rhaenyra's questioning her own legitimacy, which is fucking stupid, ridiculous, whatever. 2, she is destroying her own Team Black. Mm-hmm. I feel like that Corlys might betray her because of this. He might, because if he goes to another person that will actually acknowledge it, then
who?
I don't know.
Who has the power to do that?
I mean, it's just a lot. There's a. I mean, he can go to the High Tower and just be like, well, that king give me, give her my name, give my sons the name, mm-hmm. and that's all it takes. And then, let's be honest, he's desperate. That's all. Desperate people cause for desperate measures here.
I don't think he's desperate. Yeah. I just think that he's frustrated.
No, he's desperate because that's what he wants. He wants an heir. His heirs are all gone. This is it.
I wouldn't say he's reached the point of desperation. I just think that, it's frustrating because he served her. Like you say, he gave a lot to her. Like the wife
he gave everything. He gave everything. Not a lot. He gave everything
to that family. And he's like, this is all I've ever asked of you.
Yeah.
And it's not even something like monetary. It's something like, I just need you to declare that they're legitimate for House Velaryon.
Exactly. And I feel like that Team Black may have won King's Landing, but, it's cracking. The unity's cracking because now she's saying, I'm going to leave them at Dragonstone. What's that going to create? That's going to create more problems. So it's like, Rhaenyra, you need to let go of your pride and just bring them.
It's a pride thing. I think she's just scared of people bringing up the fact that her sons were not legitimate, bringing back that.
But those were her original supporters. Those are original supporters of Dragonstone.
I think she's starting to become obsessed with the image of
she's fucking
legitimacy.
Yeah, but
that's going to be part of her downfall.
Who gives a shit? A lot of people I know, but who gives as long as you have your core how you say, or your core people in the, like your master of coin, like we call it, your council.
Well, she did have a council and they betrayed her.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, she considers it betrayal. It was, Jacaerys is the one that freaking Chase is the one that it's very hard. It's very hard. But
that's the thing. Her council did not listen to her.
True.
They listened to Jace.
True.
That's the thing.
Yeah. True. Okay. Still, all I'm saying is that you gotta let it go sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Because it shit's about to unravel here. And I feel like that we haven't gotten yes, she's on the Iron Throne. I feel like we're going to get a big death here this season. It's not even done yet. I think Chase was just the start of it. I feel like that's all these things that she's doing. That's what I'm saying. All these things that she's doing right now is really going to come back and bite her in the ass. It really is. But we'll leave it at that. So Corlys challenges Rhaenyra, calls her sons a bastard. The ones that even died. The Greens may have lost the capital, but they're far from defeated. Looks like they're gathering followers. If I were the High Towers, I would gather up in a center area where they know that Rhaenyra can't burn them. For one. For two, I would centerize it as like any one of the High Towers or anyone come follow us here. And so that way they're mixed people. So that way Rhaenyra can't just burn everybody alive.
Well, that's what Ormond's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The High Tower. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's very smart.
And if she does burn them, it's like,
it shows
what she's willing to do.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
She's not loyal to her people.
It's gonna be worse. And I feel like that she can be loyal to her people, but at the same time though, she has to be careful because this late, what's her name? The woman,
Visaria?
Visaria. Like this new position is the start of what's what we see King's Landing even now.
Oh yeah, she calls her mistress of
whispers, which is like Viserys. Yeah, so it's very cool to see that. This is like the origin of his position, which I do love. But at the same time, though, you take it for what it is, but don't take it as full critique, or don't take it as full information. Use it as like, this is the gossip that everyone's saying. Take it as you will. Don't use it as your full facts. And I feel like that she's using it as her full facts, and she just doesn't know yet. I feel like in my case here, but ruling's harder than conquering. It really is. We talked about that from the get go of this episode. And Damien still wants to fight more. So we got that takeaway as well. And there's still a lot of dangerous tension here, between Darren, and we kind of figure out the plot twist here, which I did not even know that happened.
That shocked me. What do you mean it's not Darren? Who is this kid?
This episode's carried here by Rhaenyra, which is played by Emma DeRossi. Darcy. She did a great job in this episode. I would say she's the real MVP in this episode here. We should start doing episode MVPs. This is the MVP for Emma. I'm sorry, Darcy. There you go. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. And so she creates this real balance here of struggling how to rule and how to conquer. And I feel like that she's kind of just trying to make it on her own. She really is. But at the same time, though, I'm just like, hot. Like, you just know that your decisions are going to affect you later on. I'll say that. And it's definitely difficult because you got to play the political chess game here. You really do. I don't know if she's good at that. We'll find out very quickly if she's good at that or not.
I think she could be. But I just think she needs to find people who really ally with her. Yeah. And trust them. I know it's hard because she did that with her old council.
She needs a council, though. She does, because she's handling everything.
She has a council. She has Mysaria, she has Daemon, she has Corlys.
But she needs more. She needs a master.
But I think she needs to pick and choose what's important to her. Like, I don't think the whole name my sons is legitimate, like a Corlys' request. I think she should just done it.
I think she should have, but I would have been like, look, we're still gathering up our thoughts here. We're still gathering up everything here. And I would promise Corlys, I will do it as soon as we get our feet off the ground.
Well,
and
she said that.
Yeah.
And then
no, but she didn't. How do you say it? She didn't say that she would do it. She just said, right now there's a lot going on with legitimacy.
Well, she didn't effectively make her decision, because when she was knighting, they were knighting Ulf and...
Oh, that's right.
Hammer,
we got the new knights. Ulf, Hammer.
And then...
Ulf the White?
Ulf the White, Hugh the Hammer.
Yeah, Hugh the Hammer.
And then Alan of Hull.
Yeah, Alan of Hull, yeah.
Or Adam of Hull, I'm sorry. And she could have used that time to be like Adam of Valarian.
Yeah.
But she didn't, so she effectively made her choice.
At the moment. And that's why I'm just like, why did you do that? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Corlys has been nothing but loyal to you. And it's just like, yes, even though he disowned the bastards, even though he disowned them, he still was loyal to... do you think we're going to still see his son? We know his son's still alive. Do you think we'll see him this season come back after he finds out that Rhaenyra has taken the throne now? I mean, what do you think? Because at this moment, Viserys is like, no. I got nobody. No? I think we'll see him, though, eventually. I think we'll see him again.
I only feel that way because I feel...
Because he says he has nobody.
He's been talking about... like the heirs, heirs, his legacy.
Yeah. Maybe at the end of the season when he's like,
maybe, but I feel like that would be the only foreshadowing I can see of like, okay, maybe there's a chance. But other than that, I think that he is living his life free of wherever he is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how he would get news of.
I mean, with just everything, just like whenever
just word spread, rumors spread, like
Stark, whenever what's her name, Arya. When she was at the many-faced gods, remember that they would get news across the ocean, even though it wasn't at King's Landing, they would get news of it. So it's just like that, just like everything else. King's Landing has another reign, another ruler.
So I don't think honestly, if he does return, I don't think he'd be like, I'm here.
No,
I don't think he would come back unless it was dire. Yeah. And again, I only can see that happening because Corlys has been talking so much about
or maybe Corliss is dying maybe later in the season, right before it. A lot can happen. I don't know. We'll see.
It's hard.
We'll
see.
All right, guys. There you have it. Yeah, I think so. I don't know when. I think we're going to see them two together. I don't know if it's going to be this season. Maybe next season for sure, because next season is the final season. I feel like it's going to happen at least before the series ends. I'll say that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are officially done with episode 3. A lot of questions arise here. How will we tell the real Darren? How will this change the balance of Dance of the Dragons here? Really, lots unraveling here, and we kind of have to see what's gonna happen, what's gonna really kind of mix in here, and what choices Rhaenyra is gonna have to take in order to keep the throne. It's going to be a lot. It's really going to be a lot to conquer. Yeah, definitely a lot to conquer here, guys. And thank you so much for listening to us. This is our most long episode, 40 minutes long, guys. So thank you so much if you stuck with us this long. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to us, subscribing to us. And let's get right to it. Episode 4. Angela will be gone next week, so you'll have me. I'll be writing solo on the next week's episode. Maybe I'll have a guest here, but definitely interesting to see what episode 4 is going to unravel here and what we're going to get. So I really am. But yeah, guys, as always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan 680.
I'm Angela Caliange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for listening to our YouTube channel, to our podcast. And there's a lot to unravel here of the Dance of the Dragons, House of the Dragons. We'll see you on episode 4. Catch you later, guys.